fun.
Outtake!
I think it's just like not having any points and just running with it.
Yeah. Oh, but that's great though, as we were just saying, that the same, it's that authenticity that you get from it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Thrive Live, we're back.
We are.
Fantastic. I can't wait. Last month was awesome. This month it's over to you guys.
It is.
What are you going to talk to us about?
The power of content marketing.
So what does that mean? What is, for everybody what's going to watch this right now, who's probably heard of content marketing but doesn't really understand it, what's content marketing?
It's a massive buzzword, isn't it?
It
everywhere. And it's one of those that people don't often actually explain. It's stuff that people can read, watch, listen to. It's information. It's
so an acronym that we like, the 3 E's. So it needs to be entertaining, emotive, or educational. And it's
entertaining, emotive, and educational.
Yeah. So it covers one of those areas.
Brilliant.
So whether it's an ebook that you're getting a guide of to further upskill yourself, or a video which is fun to watch, like that one that we've just done.
That will be fun.
Or something emotive, which can be a blog post around a certain area. It's creating that emote and driving someone to make an action.
Awesome. So we're going to see you for about an hour.
Yeah.
And with some Q&As, and you're more than welcome to go over. That's totally fine. And while ever there's value to be given, people's going to hopefully lap it up.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So what's the kind of basis that we're going to be covering on that day? So we talked about the power of content marketing.
Yeah.
Is there any because it's a big space, isn't it?
Big.
Content marketing is huge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like what kind of?
Yeah, we'll take it step by step. So obviously looking first at your target audiences, who they are, defining what their pain points are, how you can provide a solution to obviously provide that gain.
Yes.
And then kind of what content can create based on those elements, which is going to serve that audience.
Do you find that this is an area that people you deal with struggle with?
I think people don't realise how much content they've got in them.
Right.
They say, the other thing, they say, I don't know what blog to write, I don't know what ebook, and then we'll just say a question, who's your customer, and what problem do you solve for them? They go, well, it's so and so, and do this and that, and they speak on for an hour.
Right.
I find that people need to be prompted to pull the information out of them, but it's all there.
Yeah, and I think some people just feel overwhelmed. They don't know where to start.
Of course, yeah.
They don't know where to start. They've got all these ideas and they just think, well, what do I do? How consistent do I need to do it? What kind do I need to do? Where do I need to put it? And we're kind of going to talk about target audiences, your actual content that you're producing, the platforms that are available, and how to push it out to actually make someone make an action.
Yes.
What you're trying to get them to do.
Brilliant. What do you say to people when they say that their target audience is everybody?
People think it is everyone, but you just need to ask
how
deeper
many times
questions.
do we hear that?
You just need to ask deeper questions.
Yeah, saying that, I've used an analogy, if you go into a pub and try and shout that you've got cheaper drinks next door, you might get 1 or 2 come in. If you go into a pub and you say, to find the ale drinkers, and you go up and you say, I've got a cracking ale on next door, 2 for 1, you're going to get them in one night, the next night going after your wine drinkers. By going after and defining who you are, you're going to see better success than hoping for the best with everybody.
And you might not have the one person, it might be a group of avatars.
Yes.
Might be a couple of different things for the different services that you offer. We're not saying it's that one ideal person, and that's the only person you're going to grasp.
Yeah.
It's just looking at that demographic, their pain points, what they're going to gain from it, where do they hang out online, how are you going to grab their attention?
Yeah, totally. So what happens if they say, I don't know who that is? Because I imagine there's going to be a few people that's there, and certainly people watching this and listening to this.
We have some tools for them.
You got some tools for them?
Awesome.
We
have some good checklist tools. So we have like a personal avatar style checklist, so with different questions on, so they can start to answer those questions, and by the end it then should show them actually this is who you're targeting from that.
Got you. So
it's just prompts.
So it's going to really help them to kind of dig in deep, pull out the information, even if they don't know. Who their audience is.
We'll talk about some of the ways that we go through that, whether it's when we've been working with people who have no idea, or those who have too many and they don't know where to start. We'll talk through the steps that we do to pull that information out.
Excellent. It sounds exciting. I'm excited. That sounds good.
And I think as well at the end it's being accountable and consistent. So it's helping people actually put that in place. Because just like this morning, we've been speaking to someone that's got quite a few ideas, but just doesn't know how to start. so we can help them. And we're not saying that you've got to do 10,000 things a day, be posting 10 times a day.
Yeah.
We'd rather actually have some quality content there than too much noise, which
Sure.
is just going to get lost in the feeds.
What is quality content though? Like, that's a serious question because it's a debate I've had with people for like, people say to me that I post too much. And I'm like, you're probably right, maybe I do. But then it's like, how do we determine what quality is? Because quantity will determine quality in some respects.
I guess it's looking at engagement as well in that sense.
Yeah, and I think it's hard to say you can post too much. Because if something's not relevant to someone, they're going to scroll past it.
Of course, but if
the
they
thing
are,
that
they
is
like it.
quality and relevant to them is going to be seen. But what is quality content? It's going to depend on the area you're in.
Sure.
It's quality if it appeals to your audience.
So it kind of goes back to what you said right at the start. Is if you get the audience nailed, the content's going to be more. The quality of the content's going to be better anyway because it's targeting the right the right people in that audience.
If you get your audience nailed, half of your content plan is already there.
Right.
And again, I think another problem that people think is that they've got to be on every single platform with every single type of message.
Right.
It's actually more beneficial for you to be on 2 platforms really well than spread too thin across them all, which is not really, you're not giving much value there.
Well, that's happened to me. That's not through choice though, is it? Facebook's just stuck with me, aren't they? I've been hacked! I've been hacked!
You've learned that the hard way.
Facebook's gone, Instagram's gone. Alright, what's next? I've got my list.
But it's knowing that those problems could come up in the future, so don't put all your eggs in one basket by any means, but it's still don't spread yourself too thin where then it's just you're not going to get any outcomes.
Of course. So we're going to find how to get the target audience, and then from that's going to help to create a bit of a plan, a strategy for the kind of content that they're going to create, which is then going to be based on what were the 3 E's again? Emotive,
entertaining, and educational.
So the content that you create will then be based on them 3 E's to position to the ideal audience.
So looking at that, looking at the actual platforms, best way to get out of them, to get things out of them for the outcomes that you're actually wanting to achieve. So there's that side, and then that's the main bits. I lost my train of thought then. I had like a third element. Accountability. And then probably something that we specialise in is the actual writing of it. So getting that storytelling in, getting that personalisation in, and taking it to those next levels.
Sure.
Which we've got another acronym for some copywriting. Well, like your framework.
I love frameworks. Love acronyms,
So you've got one that's called Reasons, which will take people through the different steps.
Reasons.
But
are we going to leave them waiting?
Yeah, we'll leave them hanging.
If you want to find out what reasons mean, you have to book on. I'll put a link somewhere in here for you as well.
But it's sharing those hints and tips and tested strategies that we've actually got success from. That we can.
Which is, I think that's massively important, isn't it?
We were saying that this morning. We were saying it is really good actually that we've actually got proven
results.
We're not one of those that's saying you should do this because I think you're going to get that. We've actually no, this is going to work.
I know. It grates on me that because there's so many people out there, and I think that there's no one going out there, or very few rather, going out there with a bad intent. I think people do go out there genuinely positive and wanting to help people, but they don't really know what they're doing. Like the amount, I see that in the web world so much. Like people out there, saying, we want to build you a website. We're really good at web, and they're not. They care about it, and they genuinely think that they're building you a good website, but they're building it for you, not for the audience. And it's just like pains to see. It's like.
It's like what we talked about at the Thrive last time. Stop talking too much about you and actually talk
about their problems.
About them. Switching it up. Don't have you. Don't have we. Have you.
Yeah, totally. And it does. I mean, like, just by speaking about the problem, like the first thing that we need to be talking about is problems straight away. Like,
ask questions.
Yeah, it's like, I'm great because I've got this and we've won these awards, and then it's like, all right, cool. What about me?
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Again, the power of killer headlines as well. How do you get them to stop scrolling?
You're going to teach them that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
Talk
one.
about some killer headlines.
Yeah.
Some of our best examples.
Yeah.
Really?
I wrote one about dog muck yesterday.
We need to hear this. Come on, tell the world.
Lessons from dog muck.
Lessons from dog muck.
There's content in everything.
Yeah. There's what was it? Was it? It's escaped me. But one of the things that they say is that the gift is in the shit.
Yeah.
It's true. It really is true.
Yeah. Definitely. But again, going back to like content, it's actually realising what outcome are you wanting? Are you wanting to grow your database? Are you wanting to gain more leads?
Yes.
Are you wanting to gain more brand awareness?
Yeah.
Are you wanting to gain more engagement? It's you kind of need to look at those options first. Actually, identify what you want from this.
Oh god, yes, 100%.
To then put something forward.
Absolutely, 100%.
I think it's one of the biggest things people have a shock with, like one of the 5-part courses we have. The first 2 parts, audience, campaign strategy, what outcome you want before they even get into the creating the content. And
it's boring though, isn't it?
Yeah.
For them.
People want to jump in too far.
They want to jump straight in, don't they? So it's a bit dull for them.
Yeah, they want to get a podcast up and running.
Exactly.
This is the important bit. This is the foundations for your building, otherwise it topples over.
I know. Do you think that is down to the individual? Because we've all got different personality types.
Yeah.
Like certainly the red personality type, the fire starters, the quick goers, they don't want to fart around in this green space, this planning space. They just want to get out and do.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's ever a time where we need to educate them about themselves first before?
Yeah, and it's not always wrong of someone doing that because we're all very different, but it's actually okay. When you do something like that, reflect back. What lessons have you learned and what then can you implement moving forward?
From it, yeah.
Yeah, I think, like you say, if you educate on yourself and who you are, you know that what you're not good at as well as what you're very good at.
Yeah.
And that's where you can look to bring those skill sets in, outsource it, like we both have some like completely opposite skill sets, which is why it works so well.
Who's Batman and who's Robin?
Oh. I'm the organisation person.
Yeah,
I'm very
you're
like
Albert.
I've got like plans, ideas, and
So you're the entrepreneurial side, would you say?
No, I'd say you are a bit of that as well. I guess I just kind of rein you in sometimes and get things a bit more.
Right.
He couldn't even log into the Google Drive this morning.
I can't remember where to find it.
Where I know where everything is, everything's on a plan.
But then on the flip side, I'd written 10 PDFs to put in the course, so it's
got you.
You
can't
chuck things out.
You chuck things out, and I actually then put it into an actual order.
Right. And I think this is really important to learn. I mean, I remember one of Tony Robbins' courses that I did, and he talks about understanding who you are in your business. So he says that you're either an entrepreneur, you're a manager, or you're an artist, i.e. I think the E-Myth talks about this, they call it the skill technician or a technician. And I think it's really important that we understand what role we do play inside our business, because it can be very easy for you to try and think you're an entrepreneur and try and force yourself to be an ideas person when actually you're the person who can do the do and you can manage stuff really well. And that's where you should spend your time.
You probably normally come up with the first idea, then I bounce things off it.
Yeah.
So that's probably as well. But again, we know within each other, obviously we're business partners in this, but there's still things that we're both still not very good at.
Of course.
For example, we're creative people, we're not analytical, numbers, we hate anything like that. So we've outsourced an accountant.
Absolutely.
That's your job.
Them kind of numbers,
that's your job.
Yes, absolutely, yes. They get excited by that,
That's just a waste of our knowledge and time.
Do you know, I remember having a conversation years ago with one of my clients though, and they were spending around 4 or 5 hours a month doing their own books. And I said to him, why are you doing that? And he's like, well, I can't afford at the minute to really hire a bookkeeper. And I'm like, dude, you can't afford not to. Like, how much do you charge per client? And he says, well, each client's probably worth about £300 a month. I says, how many hours do they get for that? He says, it's about 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're losing £600 a month by doing it yourself. If you're doing 4 hours work at £300 for every 2, you're 600 quid down. Get rid of it now. It's like, I never really thought about it like that.
I use the same argument to get a cleaner. So, 6 hours. 6 hours a week I can get that. But,
Makes sense. Makes sense. Like try to do that in all areas. Gardening, cleaning, painting and decorating. Just unless you really get turned on and excited by cleaning. Some people do that. It's the aggression. It's like
life's too short to be doing stuff that you don't enjoy or doesn't make you get to the next step that you wanted to get to.
This is true. This is very true. Brilliant. So we're going to talk about the ICAs. Do you guys call them an ICA, or what does that mean? Avatars, target audience, personas, like marketing. There's so many different terms.
Ways,
What's your kind of preferred term?
I think we use personas.
Personas.
Right. Depends who we talk to, what that sort of level where they're introduced with it. But personas. We're going to talk about personas.
So we're going to talk about personas. So we're going to get some real clarity over that. Then we're going to move on to giving them some clarity over the messages that they're going to use to
based on their outcomes that they're wanting to
Brilliant.
achieve. then looking at the different areas of content, and then the actual power of repurposing content.
Oh, yes.
Which is going to save
It's the
people
best
more time. That's the best
It's
bit.
the best bit.
Yeah.
Because they'll have all these ideas and how do I do this, and then this last segment they go, oh, it's that easy.
Yeah.
Right.
So how to execute it
Yeah.
in the best methods moving forwards in
Brilliant.
terms of repurposing.
Absolutely. Can you give us a little snippet on that, or is that for the
Yes,
day?
you might have an ebook.
Mhm.
You can repurpose that into multiple blog posts,
Brilliant.
a video
Yeah.
transcribed into a podcast.
Uh-huh.
That goes into 20 different social media posts.
Brilliant.
It goes onto your website with a pop-up.
Awesome. Don't tell them
Going
too much
down-
then.
I know, but it's going down
We-
that
We
path.
have produced an entire campaign for a product based off one webinar.
Yeah.
Every bit of content came
Yeah.
off the back
Brilliant.
of that one webinar.
Absolutely. So we're talking about breaking it down into little small pieces
Yeah.
of content.
And again, we've got
Brilliant.
tools and matrix
So,
downloads
sure.
that people can then go ahead
Do
and
you, and I'm sure this is a question that people probably will have, maybe on the day and just full stop as well, is like, how do you manage that amount of content? Because to create one piece and then break it down, there's a lot of commitment there, isn't there, in time. Like, are you going to talk about tools that make it easier? Like,
Yeah, we've got loads
Talk
of
about a great
tools.
tool.
Yeah.
The one great tool, Hazel.
Yeah, we have got someone that helps us do that.
right, so you outsourced it.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've got someone where we're like, right, this is what we've got, now you go and multiply that by 10.
Ooh, I think Hazel might be very busy after this.
Yeah. No, but there is different tools as well, different programs that we use to make things easier for people. Like even creating an ebook, you don't have to have an Adobe graphic design skill in there. There's simple tools like Canva to do things on.
Of course.
So we're going to go through all our favourite tools and
Yeah.
platforms that we use as well and share
Fantastic.
them.
Brilliant. What would you say is going to be the biggest takeaway at the end of this then? What's people going to walk away from and say, wow, that's just literally blown my mind? What do you think that one thing would be?
One. Go on, you've got something in your head.
They're not gonna want to stand up and walk away straight away because they're gonna have ideas they want to get on paper.
Yeah.
But not only the ideas, they're gonna have the path in their head,
Yeah.
the blueprint they can replicate. They're gonna know how to take that and start implementing it the next day.
Yeah, we don't want people to walk away thinking, oh,
Right.
what do I now do?
Yeah.
What do I now do? We actually want to make it simple for people,
Yeah.
Sure.
simple steps, breaking it down, and for them to be accountable on what they can then walk away and do.
We're going on an emotional roller coaster.
Ah.
We're going to scare them with the amount of stuff they can do and then
But
bring
then bring it back
Bring it
down.
back
Yeah,
down.
say, it's
That
all right. We're your honey needles to get you there.
Sounds great. Sounds great. So this is happening on October the 27th. So we've got Talisa, we've got Sean. Like, what's your background? Tell people like why are you guys so good at what you do? Why is it that you get results?
Well, our story, eh? So start with me. So my background, I actually didn't go straight away into marketing. I actually did my degree in international business. Got quite an entrepreneurial family, so I always loved to travel and seeing businesses in all different countries. So it's something I was passionate about. Then did like a marketing internship.
Right.
Loved it. It was with a small healthcare company. So grew within that company and then moved to Martech, which became the marketing manager there. And that's when I employed Sean, who joined along. But then taking it forward, I knew that I wanted to work for myself. So took that leap of faith this year in lockdown. Which
In lockdown of
which
all the
people might
times.
think I'm mental.
Yeah.
So created an agent service and then the online training service
Absolutely.
with Sean. So my meditation coach, we'll get into that another day.
Yeah.
She says to me, you're a creative and a communicator. And she said if you wasn't in marketing, you'd be a teacher.
Right.
And something I am really passionate about is sharing ideas, helping people grow. And obviously marketing's my passion, so I kind of
Amazing.
brought two together and with this guy.
Absolutely. And I think that, I mean, it's probably, if it's okay to say that Talisa's, you know, you've come into business in probably the worst possible time. There's always opportunities in bad times as well, but in a really bad time when the world's falling to pieces, set up your business and you're probably going to be looking at pushing towards £250,000 worth of revenue in your first year.
Yeah.
In your first year of business. I mean, that's, guys, if you want to learn something, there's a major lesson right there, you know. Absolutely.
So I can either obviously help businesses with the service or train them to
do this as
upskill
well.
themselves.
And Sean, do you know?
I
Different
left
background.
school at 16 and walked past an army careers office, and 2 years later found myself in Afghanistan. So I served in military commando unit for 8 years.
Right.
got outworked, contracted for the Department for Education, working in schools with kids who were on the wrong path and needed a showing what they could achieve, what the potential was. That's where I first got into training and coaching, and then I set up my first e-commerce business. Which is a terrible idea. not for me. And then found through the lessons I learned in that, I ended up creating my own content agency. Wow. So we create content very similar to Talisa's. We're a bit like we offer a few less sort of avenues, and we tend to get a completely different type of clientele.
Yeah, we do, and I think that's what's helping now that we're actually coming together.
Sure.
Yeah. To kind of market to those range of people.
Yeah, no, brilliant. Yeah. And so you've been running your own business
since 2000 and the e-com started in 2014.
Sure, that's a tough space as well, isn't it, e-com?
Yeah, coffee as well.
Where
you're fighting for a £5 sale.
Right.
But that was my degree. That was my education in business first-hand on the front line.
So everything's easy from that point forward.
Easy.
Well, we came together and we worked on so many different content marketing plans. I mean, it was a high pressure in terms of what we had to push out, how much we had to push out, and getting the results and the ROI. Like, it was all to do with the numbers that came back. Right. So we've kind of got that grounding. We've been there. We've actually done, and it was global as well. Like, so we was talking to different countries in different ways and different cultures, and
we went to events and people would ask us, we've seen your stuff from different countries. They were asking us how to do it.
It became really disruptive. I mean, we was in such a traditional industry where no one did even a video or even a picture of anything interesting. And we was like, right, let's shake things up here.
Let's run over a defib with a tractor. We've done some mental things, but we really thought outside the box. And don't get me wrong, sometimes people are like, what the hell are you doing? And it got positives and it got negatives, but any noise is good noise to say in the PR world. So we've put those experiences down, and we've got some great checklists, great courses, great challenges, and we just thought, let's actually put this together and push it out. Help people, coach people.
Absolutely, and everyone needs it. You know, I think we're very much in a culture of coaching right now. You can get a coach for anything now, can't you?
Yeah.
Like, you can get a sleep coach.
I know,
Teach you how to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think, what we want to come in from though is the simplicity side as well, because I think there's so much marketing like jargon. There's these £5,000 one-day courses where you sat in a classroom, you've got a piece of paper in front of you, and someone's talking to you for 8 hours. And that's not what we wanted to be. We wanted people to obviously learn on the go, be accountable, but have fresh new ideas, and bring it just to be as simple as possible for people to move forwards.
Fantastic. Guys, I think they're in for a massive treat with everything that you're going to come talk to everyone about. So again, that's the 27th of October. It's going to be 3 hours of just complete, I'm going to say chaos, but it's not going to be chaos. It's going to be, explosive excitement and just fun. Network, learn and grow. That's what it's all about. Meet people, grow your business, and learn something new as well. Guys, thank you so much. And what?
Eat scones.
And eat some scones. Oh, nice with the scones, That food's great. Brownies, scones, the whole thing, Coffee's great as well, by the way. It's not like usually when you're networking, coffee's a bit like...
it's good stuff.
Good coffee. PJ Taste sponsored by. I'm only kidding.
No, it's great.
Good stuff, guys. Thanks so much. That's been brilliant.
Well,
see you then.
Thank you.